Hi, I'm Martino Giustino. With 2020 right around the corner, I want to sum up my 2019, which has been short seeming but still progressive and productive year for me. My first topic is just like the title says, why I quit with boxing, and it was a hard and long decision for myself, especially because I've always been a sport addict and fit guy even years before I started with boxing. I started with 12 with gymnastics, calisthenics and a little bit of fitness, and added my favorite sport, basketball, at school when I was 15. I unfortunately forced myself to stop basketball after 2 years due to the risk of getting a jumper's knee on my right knee. This was one of my, if not the dumbest and most wasted decision, because my knee got better months later, but instead of sticking to basketball I just stayed with fitness. Just 1 year later, after 4 years of fitness, I also stopped with that for 1.5 years, but came back with 38 pounds or 17 kilos less fat on my body, which was, by the way, the reason for my knee problem. It was overweight, because I'm just 5'10" and weighted at that time around 200 or 202 pounds, and yeah, I dropped to under 74 kilograms or 73. This time I reduced fitness and increased calisthenics exercises and improved my diet plan, more protein, less carbs, and especially eradicates sugar off my meals. I became extremely shredded and got in great shape in less than 15 months, but I wanted more. As always, I was a huge critic of myself and never happy with what I saw in the mirror. So I started boxing and I liked it most of the time. But as with everything, I couldn't stick to something and was always negative and criticizing me and my performance. The main reasons I stopped with boxing, even if I knew the risks before I started, of course, is that I barely got sick and only got once injured before I was boxing. Maybe one flu or a cold for like 3 to 6 days at most, every 3 years, but when I was boxing, the diseases increased and I also got injured 3 times in like 8 months, which never happened before. I've never had any injuries except like the assured knee problems, which wasn't even an injury. The workout, the sparring and the lack of sleep due to stress and long working shifts had a huge impact on my body and my mind, that my immune system got completely wrecked and killed at the beginning of this year in March. From March to June, I got sick, healed or recovered. 2 weeks later I got sick again, and that for 3 months ongoing. I lost my muscle and endurance gains and never got back to my prime until I switched my workout and living habits completely. I sacrificed pretty much everything. My girlfriend, most friends, didn't play video games, nor do I watch TV series, which I always liked, like The Expanse, my favorite show, then Vikings, Taboo, Preacher and so on. Furthermore, I never slept more than 6 hours a day, or maybe 6.5 hours. And during my apprenticeship I was doing, at the time, as a dual education system, I had a work shift from 42 to 46 hours a week, from 8 AM to almost 6 PM. My school grades got worse. I got up early, prepared my meals, got to work, got home around 6 PM, cooked, ate, went to boxing class, got home, exercised even more. Then I took a shower, ate and went to sleep, and that stressed and unrelaxed. Don't get me wrong, boxing is an art and a combat sport which turns everyone into the greatest athletes with great endurance, reflexes and speed. But the risk to reward ratio was too unbalanced, as the risk at a high amount and the reward close to zero. I worked my ass off for years and just for myself, and to be in prime shape for a short period of time to get only a few to none compliments for visible gain. My injury ratio and sleep disorders increased, and I was always unsatisfied and not happy about my accomplishments and body performance. Always seeking better reflexes, faster and harder punches, not getting hit while hitting your opponent, being more persistent in stamina, and so you end up in depressions and frustrations. Plus I got more aggressive and neglected friends and family, had pretty much no other hobbies, just work, cooking and the sport or art of boxing. So now I'm focusing on building up basic strength and more muscles in my frame while maintaining most of my long-term stamina. I hope so, because having more muscles automatically means that your endurance have to suffer a little bit, or that your breathing becomes harder, because muscles need way more oxygen. I've been reducing my injury, which are almost all gone right now, and I'm feeling way better now since the last 3 weeks. At the end of November I also wrote my final exams for my dual education, which I'll finish next month, after just 28 months instead of 36, so I count this as an achievement. 2019 was overall educational and I still managed to accomplish and learn many things, like the really important aspects and goals in life, especially how I want to pursue it and proceed in mine. I visited my family in Italy this September, after I haven't seen them for many years, and reconnected to my best friends group after I've neglected them for almost a year. Another good aspect for me as a sci-fi nerd, who loves Stargate SG-1 and the old Star Wars movies back in the days, and Battlestar Galactica, is the discovery of the TV show The Expanse, which I'm currently watching and enjoying, It has become my favorite show pretty quick and is the first almost flawless show. So many good shows start great and get worse and are everything but flawless, like Game of Thrones, Supernatural, Vikings, Preacher, Lost, but The Expanse just maintain its suspense and logic throughout the seasons, so I'm highly recommending the show to everyone, especially sci-fi nerds or sci-fi fans. So yeah, that's pretty much my year. I've almost fucked myself up at the beginning of this year, and at the ending of this year, like around September to November, then I had to study a lot, which is why I haven't posted many videos in the past few months. But I guess 2020 will be hopefully a better start for me, or at least as good as this year, maybe even better, and I hopefully find my motivation again to do more gaming videos or maybe a couple of the Expanse videos, to the show. And so thanks for watching. Have a great starting to the new year, and maybe you wanna sum up your year in the comment section. I'm highly interested and I will read every comment, so thanks for watching and any feedback.